What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today's video, well, you see here, you saw the thumbnail. Let's get right into this. So we got both trucks here. Now I want to do a side-by-side comparison for you guys. Stuff that I see, stuff that I think, you know, what you guys think. I want to get your comments, but you know, right off the bat, before I start this video, guys, regardless which one of these you get, they will all do the job. They will all pull your trailer. So it all depends at the end of the day, you know, personal preference, which look you like, exterior, interior, what you feel comfortable in, you know, what you like. Don't think, you know, one's better than the other. I mean, they all have their pros and their cons. Even the GM, the Ram, the Ford, they're all gonna have stuff that, you know, that we don't like. But so right off the bat, I mean, I cannot say this is an ugly truck at all. This Denali looks beautiful, guys. I mean, I love the look of this Denali. It is a good looking truck. Do I like it more than my Ram? I will admit, no, I'm not trying to be biased here, but I do. You know, I just love the look. I don't know, something about the Denalis always catch my eye. They've always been such a good, you know, looking truck and such a eye catcher. Now, I'm not saying the Ram looks bad. I love the look of the Ram too. This, you know, I love my Ram. This old Rammer girl, she's beautiful. But that Denali, that front end, you know, something about it, it's just my opinion. I'm in love with it. Now, side-by-side comparison, first thing I notice, this thing stands a little taller, not much, but you can tell, I mean, look at the front end on this thing. The front end on this Denali is massive. It's a big, big truck. The Ram, you know, you can see the grill different. The grill is not as big as this. This also, I believe, has a little bigger tire. The tires on this are a 275 65 20, and the tires on the Ram are a 285 60 20. So it looks like that my tire is just a little wider. So the first number, guys, is going to be your width. The 285 number. The middle number, that 1665, is going to be the height right here. And if you notice, that's why this tire looks a little taller than this, but you can't really tell, you know, width. That's not, you know, too big of an option width-wise. So this tire does sit a little taller than the Ram. Now, lights. So I did drive this thing right now at night. I mean, you can see by the window, it's dark outside. So I just pulled this thing in the garage. Now, for lights, I got to give it to the Ram. The Ram lights kick this GMC's ass by far. And I mean by far. So, the lights on the Ram are, first of all, way brighter than the GMC. They are much wider. They shoot further. It's a nice, solid, straight, cleaner projector beam. These lights also turn. Lights is a game changer on this Ram. So I'll give it to the Ram. It kicks his ass in lights. Sorry, GM. The GM lights are not bad, but just comparing, you know, to the Ram, they don't even compare to the lights on this thing. Also, I noticed on the GMC, they are not projectors, as the Ram has the projector bulb or projector lens right here to give you that solid beam and for it to turn. The GMC does not have that. It just has, I don't know, just regular plastic in there with the LED bulb. Fog lights work good, but again, you turn these fog lights on and it is insane how bright these fog lights get. So lights, giving it to the Ram. Now, mirrors. As you guys know, I'm not a fan, honestly, of any of these mirrors. So not a big fan of the Ram, not a big fan of the GMC mirrors. Now, you know, I know they stuck them here for that blind spot purpose, but when I drove it, there was still that same blind spot. Me personally, I did not notice a difference. Maybe some of you guys do, but I didn't notice it. Now, also for towing a trailer, I noticed that these stick out, you know, my moose ears stick out way more than this does. These don't come out that much. I will be towing the Ding Ding with this thing for sure, 100%, no doubt about it. So we'll see, you know, how that is on the mirrors and power and all that. Now, another thing I wish GM did was put power steps like the Ram did. This thing, when it shifts, it you know, drops to like that 1400 RPMs and it pulls you. You feel it like that instant torque, like it's right away. This thing shifts and the power stays the same. You don't feel like that pull. So that's really the only difference. Not saying that the GM is slow at all, you know, but I'm just saying you still feel that the Ram has more of a low end torque than the GM does. Now for cameras, I got to give it to the GMC. The GMC has a lot more camera angles than the Ram does. Some, you know, are they necessary? Like there's one that like looks like the camera's like way the heck over here and like looks at the truck. Not really sure what some of the camera angles are for, nor would I ever use them, but GM takes it for camera angles. They do have a lot more camera angles. And length, I think they're almost the same. And again, this is, the Ram is the mega cab, so I would assume this is going to be longer, but it looks like, so if you guys look at this line and this line right here, it looks like the GM has a bigger back door. Actually, let's get the measuring tape and measure it real quick. Okay, so we're gonna go to the widest part of the door. The widest part of the door is right here, and this back door on the GM is 42 inches. So it looks like the back door on the Ram is 41 inches. Now another thing, guys, I noticed on this Ram is, so you see like the door seals right here? See, it's got them right here. Also, if you look at the back door, the back door has, you know, seals right here. Then also seals around this whole entire door. What I noticed on the GM, so I'll start off with the front here, is it just has, you know, your regular normal seal here, but, you know, nothing right here. The back door has your normal regular seal, again, just right here and here, but nothing right here like the Ram does. Now, I don't know if that keeps it, you know, extra quiet or what, but I do notice on the Ram it does have more door seal options. I don't know if that's what you want to call it, option wise, you know, in here. Now I want to show you guys the leaf springs. This is a 2500. I don't think, you know what, now that I think of it, I don't even think my old Duramax said 2500 anywhere on there. Yeah, okay, well it doesn't. So this is a 2500. Now 3500, check out the leaf springs on this thing. So there are 3 leaf springs with the overload spring at the very bottom. On this 2500, it's got 4 leaf springs with the overload spring at the bottom. Now what I have noticed is thickness of my 3 and his 4 are almost identical thickness wise, but I did notice on my Ram the very bottom spring looks thinner than this 2500. So I wonder how much, I'm curious to know how much this thing is going to actually squat when I hook up the big ding ding to it. As you guys know, this has got airbags, but before it had airbags, I think it squatted 1.5 inches. I could be wrong. You guys, I'm sure have seen the video, but I believe it was 1.5 inches. So we'll see what this thing squats when we put some weight behind it. Now for GMC, as you guys know, I miss these steps. I like these steps here, and I like the step here. It makes it easier. And then, yes, I know you guys tell me about, oh, Eddie, they have a step here. Yes, they only have it for the left side, and I hate the look of it because you see the little part that sticks out here where you put your foot down to, you know, bring it out. I like how GM put it on, number one, both left and right side and integrated into the bumper, because I use this a lot on my Jam where you just grab here, stick your foot, and, you know, you're up and in. Now also another thing, big kudos to GM. You guys finally changed this where you can actually hook something in here. So if you guys remember on the older GMs, I mean, it was just stupid how they had it where you couldn't hook anything. It was so bad, I ended up putting these on my GM because I couldn't get my damn chains through because it was just a horrible design. It was so thick, you couldn't even, you know, hook the chain up. It was a nightmare. These are on there. Well, I just transferred them over because I didn't want to get rid of them, and it makes it really easy to hook up the chain. Now let's go off a bed. So here's an example. This cover right here was in my dad's old 15 LML Duramax, and we stuck it in here just to see how it would fit. Well, I mean, look at this. It's way short. It's not as wide, as you guys can see right there. It is pushed all the way up to the front, but I mean, you can clearly see the difference between the 15 Denali bed and this 2020 bed. I didn't realize they made it longer. Now, another thing that I really like about this truck, where I really wish I had it in mind, I probably will never use it, but I would love to have that option, is I like how they put this 110 plug back here. So GM, good job on that. This is a really cool design. I like that a lot. Now, let's head into the interior, the part where you guys know GM failed on. So let's start in the back first of all. So the back, you know, I mean, it doesn't look like it really changed much. The door, at least from the older GM. And back here, I mean, they finally added vents. Took them long enough to add vents. They did put heated seats back here. But I did notice, so yeah, they give you a cigarette plug, but they not give you a 110 outlet back here. So you got your 110 up front, and you have your cigarette and heated seats back here. Now let's move to the rear of the interior of the Ram. So clearly here, I mean, you can see the speaker, the detail that Ram put. Ram, I gotta give it to them. They kicked GM's ass when it comes to interior, no doubt. You cannot compare interior, guys. I mean, look at this. This is just incredible. Speakers in the roof, all black. I really like that. Everything, they just put a lot of detail. Same thing here in the back. We got vents. You got your heated seats. You got USB. You got your USB-C. And you got a 110 outlet right here. Now let's move on to the front part of the GM. So again, GM, the front, nothing really special here. You just got your leather. That's about it. Your wood. Nothing too fancy here. Yeah, let's jump in here. All right, so it does have the same two dual, you know, compartments, just like the just like the Ram and the GM. The older GMs have the same thing. Now let's start in the very front over here. So you got your, well, I was gonna say center console, but you just have this massive port here to charge your phone, and they give you this little cubby holder right there. You got your cup holders, you got your 110 outlet here, cigarettes, USB, USB-C, your trailer brake controller, some buttons, and a tiny screen. Now you got your steering wheel. They didn't really look like it changed anything, but made the square. They changed the display. This also has the heads-up display. The Ram does not have heads-up display at all. Now on the driver's side, well, you got your kind of the same buttons. You know, your set, your drivers. You can set the driver, your power mirrors. That is nice. The mirrors do come out, and power folding mirrors. The push button start, you would think would go right there, but it's not. They decided to stick it right there. You know, no biggie. But other than that, interior, nothing, you know, nothing really fancy, nothing on these seats. Now, one thing I did notice, let me get a little comfy, is the seats in this GM are very hard compared to the Ram. The Ram interior is very soft, very plush. I don't know, maybe this thing's got to break in, but when I sat in this thing right away, I knew, I was like, wow, these seats are very stiff. I don't think they're gonna get much softer than this. Now let's go in the Ram over here, and right away, I mean, just look at this. Look at it. I mean, I gotta say, Ram, you guys did such an amazing job on your interior. I mean, this is incredible. The wood with this, I like the stitching. I mean, the screen, clearly it just destroys the GM. Interior, you guys got to give it to the Ram. The Ram just knocked all the trucks out of the park, even the Fords. I love the auxiliary switches that I got here. You got two USBs, two USB-Cs, auxiliary. You got the charging for the phone, just this little thing. You got a center console. You also have another center console over here where you move, or you push this little thing and you can move it forward right here. You got another center console there. You got your little thing for the change. I'll probably never in my life use that. And you have two compartments also. When you lift this, you get a compartment. And the seats in this thing just feel so much more softer, you know, more comfortable on this thing. I don't know, you know, I maybe I'm wrong, but let me know. Any of you guys that have driven the GM or Ram, let me know. I just think the seats are a lot softer in this truck compared to the GM. Well, there you have it, guys, a little side-by-side comparison. Let me know if I left anything out, or if you guys want to know anything else. I will look into the truck and test it for you. What I do like is how Ram does not have that damn antenna sticking up right there. I like how they put the, you know, shark fin and their other chingus on the roof. GM still has their great white shark fin up top, but still use the antenna. They did cut it in half, make it smaller, but they're still an antenna. I don't like that look. But let me know, guys. Let me know if there's anything else you want to know about this truck. Stay tuned, because there is going to be a lot of things that we're going to test and compare the GM and the Ram. So that's all I got for you guys. Let me know if you guys like this video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to click subscribe. Peace.
Yeah.